All right, welcome everybody. Today we're going to be, as usual, talking about ideas, and we do this in a pretty specific way. We start with a problem, then we discuss a solution, and sometimes we even have a test to try to figure out if this solution is viable. Anything to add, Neil?
No.
I guess I'm Jimmy, software developer. That's Neil.
Yeah, I'm Neil. I'm a manufacturing engineer.
All right. Without any further ado, we're starting with the problem. Oh, I have a bad solution here. Sunscreen. It's hard to put on. Um, oh yeah, so this is probably people's first introduction to a shark stank idea, which is something we came up with one of our mentors, Kylan Blum. He's an entrepreneur in Holland, Michigan, and shark tank ideas are just horrible ideas that suck. And so one of them was, and I'll claim it, it's one of mine. It's a sunscreen jacket, which you put on, and then automatically there's sunscreen all over your chest and arms. So I don't know if this comes with sunscreen pants too. That's up for debate. But
Well,
yeah,
just be sunscreen leg warmers.
so you're right. Yep, sunscreen leg warmers you can pull on to apply the sunscreen. Um, yeah, but I mean, the actual idea that I think this is Neil's is having a doorway you walk through that sprays you with sunscreen. I like that a lot. Um, yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
I feel like application first time isn't too bad, especially if you've got the spray.
oh, yeah,
Um, really, it's like the repeated application. Um, hmm, yeah,
what's like the
and then
recommend? Yeah,
I'm also a big, I lived in the tropics, and I
yeah,
am quite pale, and I would just wear like a sun shirt, um,
yeah,
and that takes care of that problem.
yeah. A sun shirt does solve that pretty nicely. The cool factor is a little bit lower.
Yes, yeah. Don't get to show off that great bod.
The summer bod. Um,
But also the same thing when I hiked across Arizona, and I pretty
oh
much didn't have. I had sunscreen with me, but I was so covered, long sleeve shirt, long pants, big hat, you know, I
yeah.
had sun gloves.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You were really the sun
Yeah,
gloves.
no, it was just my face that I would sometimes need to
Mhm.
put sunscreen on.
Well, so I think this is actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of started as a joke, but I actually do think this is a big problem because I think skin cancer is pretty gnarly, isn't it? Like that's a pretty big problem at this point.
Yeah, you can. So Australia has done a really good job of of pushing back against skin cancer and sun exposure.
Mm.
So I think that shows that it's a behavior problem.
Oh, so what did Australia do?
Well, they've just emphasized, wearing sunscreen. Um, like all the school kids, when they go outside for recess, they all wear these fun bucket hats.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Um, yeah,
Huh. So like this, and then like this shows the solution is behavioral or could be behavioral.
Yeah. Well, and then you've got, some fun things about our social norms about being tan.
Mm,
And yeah, you've just got some really nasty, cultural things, lying down there.
think about that. Which is why I think something like the sunscreen jacket could catch on because, it's just so cool
Mm-hmm.
and quick. I do think the doorway is really interesting, though I'm reading an interesting article about chemicals and obesity, and I'm curious if like what are the or well just in chemicals in general I'm thinking a lot more about, and what are the effects of having a bunch of extra sunscreen sprayed everywhere, you know?
Um, I would say as long as we are, just not letting it. If we're collecting the excess, I'd say probably good.
Yeah,
Probably fine. Certainly better than skin cancer.
yeah,
But yeah, it'd be interesting if just at a popular beach, you know, at Waikiki
yeah,
Beach, they've just got a doorway that sprays sunscreen, and that's a public good.
yeah. Well, and that, you think about the cost benefit, like we're probably way out ahead on that, you
Hmm.
know, just because skin cancer is so expensive
Yeah.
in, in
Or
so many
or you
different
could even
ways.
have it, be a vending machine. You throw a quarter in, and then it, you know,
It,
sprays for 10 seconds, and you walk through.
mm. So what do you think? Is this a studio? What kind of, I guess I'll add folks. So we have kind of categorized ideas based on where they're at in the idea life cycle. So bud is an idea that's super tiny, that needs more work. Lacking just is kind of an idea that can't stand alone. Brainstorm is one that like we need more refinement. I almost feel like this is a brainstorm.
Oh,
Or
I sort
no?
of feel like it's lacking. It's kind of fun to discuss,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I don't see it as being, you know, worth, writing an article about it or yeah.
yeah. And then kind of our next one, we've got studio, which is like we're writing an article about it. Lab, which means we're gonna do a quick and dirty experiment. And then workshop is actually something we're gonna publish. So we've done a few Chrome extensions that are effectively workshops, but yeah. All right, let's look at the, oh, I'm so in love with this problem. So the problem is that the web masks regional differences. And it this is such an interesting problem because there are regional differences in what you get from Google, but it's not obvious that they are there. So yeah, there's just a lot of interesting things going on here. So there are regional differences, but they aren't obvious. Whereas, like, so for example, I've been flying a lot recently. So I was in Indianapolis International Airport, Los Angeles International Airport, and Austin. Those are very obviously different places. Like all those airports are, very obviously regionally different. And but like if but I was also on the internet in each of those places and searching. Very not obvious that those have different search results based on my location.
When you were in middle school, did you ever get curious about Google and go to, Google Canada and
I've never done that.
no, like go
No,
to google.co.ca. Uh,
I don't care.
no. Um,
Would it be google.ca?
oh, yeah. Yep.
Huh. This is so interesting. What other Googles do you think there are?
Um,
Like, is that the Mexico ending?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, there,
Oh, you. This is weird. Yeah, it's this is like regional. Huh.
yeah.
Whoa. Very interesting. I didn't even think about that. Huh.
Yeah. But that's, country regionalism.
I would almost like a physical representation of the web in the metaverse. Like, I was thinking about this, like, it's like in bookstores, like I've just been like really digging physical bookstores because you just like are surprised by things. There's spontaneity and you
Yep.
can come across things that are unexpected. Whereas like I feel like most of our experience on computers is like directed, intentional.
Well, it's curated to give you what you want.
Exactly. Whereas like sometimes you don't want, like, I don't know what I want when I go into a bookstore. And sometimes I don't know, like that's where I do enjoy Medium because it's like I don't know what I want. Though, or Hacker News, like Hacker News is really fun. Um, yeah. But I feel like even those, like Hacker News is such a specific type of thing, and so is Medium. And Medium's always trying to guess what I want, whereas a bookstore I go in and I don't know what's gonna be in there, you know?
Yeah, they try to guess what everyone wants.
Yeah. And a lot of it is things they like too. Especially if you're doing like I was at a really small regional bookstore and it was like, here's our top picks that we enjoy, you know.
Yeah. Huh.
Just get like I bought a book about it follows like 5 or 6 different characters in Israel/Palestine. I know nothing about. I never would have Googled for that, never would have searched for it. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where I think this regional differences of the web, like there's a real potential to see. I'm sure, like for example, I'm sure that people in LA design their websites differently than people in Indianapolis, but I would never know that like there's a
Mm-hmm.
different web design mentality out there than there is here.
Mm.
Yeah. So maybe this would be interesting if just like maybe this is also just a curated like list of websites in each region that show you regional variation. And then I think this is similar to like there's an information asymmetry between big tech and just the rest of us in that like yeah, there's a lot on the back end that we don't ever see or know about. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, oh, what do you think? Studio?
Is
I think
studio an article? Still,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I think this would be interesting. Um, this problem I do
How
not.
did you take the time when we started? How long have we been going?
I have no idea. Do you want to do two more?
I think one more.
All right, this will be our last one. Scheduled payments are not easy to make. This seems like I honestly, this is such a dumb problem. This is not a thing. Oh man, I keep goofing that up. Yeah, who was I? Was it you I was trying to pay in the future?
I don't know.
No, it was my dad. So I pay, it's cheaper to get my cell phone through my parents' plan because we bundle everything. So I just do that. But that means, oh, I think I forgot. Did I remember this month? It means that I pay my dad a set amount every month. And I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to do it. Like if you want to do it via PayPal, my dad would have to create a subscription through his business and I would have to pay a subscription. And that would mean I'd have to pay like 5% processing fee effectively, which is just stupid. Um, and then Venmo just doesn't support the functionality at all. Yeah. So I just think and then my bank doesn't do, I can do scheduled transfers. So like if I were using the same bank as my parents, I could do this, but this kind of does something where like if a price drops below a certain point, it auto buys it. But I don't know. I think it's ridiculous that I can't do that. Just like peer to peer. Like there are plenty of solutions for this, like business to person, but none peer to peer. And I think, yeah.
Even the business to person has issues at times. The other day, 60 Minutes was on, and they were talking about um like uh loan forgiveness program for certain you know people in service of the country, and they said
Uh,
they had it on auto pay, but then sometimes it would glitch and take a cent less than their minimum, and that
oh,
disqualified them for the loan forgiveness.
oh no way.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. So this isn't even always solved for other people. That's
Yep.
dumb. I have no idea what this is. Why do I have this link? I banned myself from Twitter, so I will never see what this is. But I'm gonna put it in here just in case. Yeah, so yeah, okay. So this is actually a big deal. I feel like this is a studio that could become a lab. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I also think there's a test here, like attempts to make this work with Stripe. I feel like that's like possible, you know.
Hmm.
Mm, this would be so fun. I would love to fix this.
I feel like this is gonna get nasty quick.
You think?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look up Stripe here. Just real speedy here, folks. So, okay. I think we could use Stripe. Trying to think. Because I bet business operation financial services. Yeah, I just feel like so there's payments. Yeah, billing here. I wonder if you could do this with I think you could do this. I think you could just adapt it. I think like PayPal and other people have made a choice just not to offer this. But I remember when I was sharing a house with people every month, man, it was so annoying. It was like, oh, it's
Mhm.
time for rent. Like, please, I had to Venmo request everyone and remind, and then it's just like,
Yeah.
why? Why should I have to do that?
I wonder if you called up your bank and said, hey, can I transfer this much amount on the first of every month and just sort of pass it off to them
Mm,
if they would have, or is it functionality that they have, but they just
don't
don't,
offer.
yeah, don't show it
I
because it's a little bit more, niche.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's probably that. I can't imagine like that it's that hard to implement.
Yeah, like I would totally see them having functionality, but it's just something you have to ask for.
Yeah. I don't know. This feels like something we could build and do really well with. But yeah. All right. I'm gonna stop recording. Thank you everyone for hanging out with us. We are gonna be back next week. Would love to hear what you think about our ideas in some form. Um, yeah. All right. That's it. Anything else, Neil?
Nope.
It's a wrap.